and the only reason that my conductivity would have been that high for my system is when my return pump was off. So I was like, oh crap, here we go. What's good and welcome back to the channel, guys. I almost lost my entire system. Now, before I explain to you what happened and I explain to you what I have done or who saved me, yeah, make sure you click that bell icon and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so let's get into the video. Let me tell you exactly what happened. So let me just break it down for you from how it all started. So over the last couple of weeks, my Vectra S2 was just not playing nice. It was just losing power or would just not be circulating water correctly. I had to reset it. I gave it a massive clean, proper overhaul with, all, citric acid. Just made sure it was just clean as hell and then reinstalled it into the system, hoping that everything would be fine. So on the day in question, I left for work and I got an email saying that my conductivity was about 37 ppt, which is weird. And the only reason that my conductivity would have been that high for my system is when my return pump was off. So I was like, oh crap, here we go. So I checked on the CCTV for the house, for the tank itself, and yeah, lo and behold, the water level in the display was low, and then the circulation pumps was just like spitting water everywhere, because the circulation pumps are quite high, so you can have that kind of vortex kind of thing inside the tank. And I was like, yeah, I'm a bit of a panic, because all my dosing equipment, all the recirculation basically helps keep my display, ticking over with all the good stuff it's supposed to receive to keep on thriving. Oh, my friend Darren, so thank you so much, bro. Yeah, I give you your flowers, hats off to you. Excellent service, mate. Called him up. He was like, yeah, say no more, I am there. So he installed a temporary 1,000 liter pump to the system and yeah, had the water circulating over like a trickle. And don't forget, like, the S2 is 5,200 liters an hour. This pump he installed was like 1,000 liters an hour, so it was like a fifth of the usual power. Now, it took a while for the temperature to drop, but the temperature went from about 25.8 to about 23 degrees. Right, and I did lose a couple of corals, but it's just like the tips of those corals. I just think they were a bit irritated because of all the agitation of the water surface from the MP10s. But saying that, since I have installed, or Darren sorted out the return pump for me, the temperature has been stable and everything else is ticking over quite nicely. The only thing I would say is that S2, yeah, I am really kind of gutted, because it's about 330 quid. And our last Tankscape video, we spoke about people like reefing in the UK, or reefing altogether, that if something expensive was to break, like, you might not have funds available, readily available to buy a replacement, because quite expensive, this hobby. So he recommended this pump to me, and I'll just show you guys what pump he recommended. But before I do that, I'll show you guys what pump he installed and how we kind of like rectify the situation for a temporary fix. So big up to you, Darren, man. Thank you so much, brother. I'll not forget this. Now, this is what my friend did for me. Yeah, he actually came through and came with a bit of tube and everything else, and just installed this temporary pump to take water from the sump into the main display. Now, don't forget, I've got my dosing lines there, I've got my temperature, or my heater in there, and all my probes. So I need everything that's in here, all the water that's clean and polished and dosed and everything else, to be returned to the main display to keep my corals and fish happy. And temperature is a very important thing. Now, with the alkalinity and other major elements, that didn't go down as such. It just went down, I think, by 0.3 over the course of about 6 hours. It was down, and he was doing his repair. It was really quick when he came through. So this is the return pump I went for, or my friend recommended to me. Now, this is £125 in the UK, and it's a D&D Funktion. So this is the mid one. You have a couple below, and a couple that goes up to something like almost 6,000 liters an hour or more. I don't know exact figures, but this one in particular is about 5,000 liters an hour. Now, this would not be utilized at 100%, because I barely used 100% of my S2, and that was probably about on 80% for the return from my sump to the main display. So I have opened this before to see what the goods look like, but let me show you guys what's in the box. So let's spin this around and let's take all this out. So we have the usual stuff in there, usual suspects. So we have the warranty stuff. We have a little bit of what's this, just tell you how to use the pump, what's contained in the pump. Some connection is here as well. So we have the UK kettle connection as well, which we're going to definitely utilize as well for this application. We have a touch kind of controller here for it, so I want to see what this is like. This is very different from the Vectra controller. And this has about 3 modes on there or so. You have the constant one, you have like a wave action one, and a random one, I believe. Not too sure, but I want to see what this looks like. And you have a European connection as well. We're not going to use that because we're in the U of K. And we have the power brick or the power regulator, whatever you want to call that. But this bit here that regulates the correct voltage to your pump. Also, you have different connections, different barb fittings. This one here I will utilize for this application because of the size tubing I have to go from the pump to my display tank. Okay, so you also have a couple of rings in here, and this pump can actually be used for a closed loop system, so I reckon that's why these 2 rings are here as well. And you have the collars as well, you can actually fit those on. I did see, or someone did mention that you can attach pipe work to it in some way, so I'm assuming that's what these are for. And you have another collar in here where you can make it all look nice and tidy once you're doing your closed loop. There are different attachments here as well that you can use different tubing sizes on there as well. So this is the pump. This is what the pump looks like. I'll show you guys exactly what this thing looks like, and it's hefty as hell. What the pump looks like with all the but branding on here. It tells you exactly what it is. So it's 5,000 liters an hour. Now this, I said, can be submersible. You can use this for a closed loop system that's out of your sump, and it comes with this guard here as well, so you can use this as it is. This is how it's going to go in my system, and this actually can pop off, and you can utilize this bad boy, the elephant. I think it's called the elephant. That's what I'm calling it anyway. So basically, this is used to prevent bubbles and other things from entering your system, and it sucks water towards the lower the lower surface of basically your sump. So basically, this fits in there. I don't know if I should use this really. It looks quite cool, but I think I'll just go for this one here, the original bad boy here, so we can just pull water from all ends and yeah, keep my recirculation or my return water looking all crisp and everything else. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave you guys in a minute, just install this into the tank and yeah, show you guys what it looks like after it's been installed. See you in a bit. Okay guys, so now the pump is installed inside my sump, and tell you what man, it's a beast, but I've never seen so much water movement and water being sucked in so violently. But yeah, I'm really impressed with what I see so far. And yeah, my water surface in the sump itself is much clearer. You can see that the pump is actually sucking in all that water. All that detritus is being sucked in as well. I do have to ensure that, you know, this mesh is kept clean because, you know, these things can clog up. And all I used was a bit of Aqua One 22 to 16 millimeter tubing, use a bit of hot water to manipulate the tubing and connect to my existing pipework. So yeah, that's all installed, guys. Let's just play around with the different molds to see what they look like. This mold is said is Storm on here, and this is what it looks like. So you can see it's quite chaotic. It's no like standard pulse, it's just random basically. Let's see what the other one looks like. Now this is the standard one which I'll be running. Is just pump, so it's just constant flow. As you can see, yeah, just constant flow at 80%, which is quite cool. This one is called pulse, so it will come on for a little bit, stop, and then start again, and then stop. It's just weird, yeah. This one is called wave action, so it will create a kind of like a wave in the system. And to be honest, guys, if I didn't have any corals or anything in there, which is a fish only system, I wouldn't even have a circulation pump on this thing, because this pump is more than capable of providing enough circulation for this 60 by 60 cube. So the question is, will I recommend this pump? Yeah, this pump is a definite go in my opinion. The only thing I would say is it needs some form of app where you could use it with your mobile device or a computer or something. If it does exist, put it in the link below to let me know that it does exist. If it doesn't, D&D, yeah, work on that. But tell you what, yeah, I love the fact you've got like four different modes to choose from. And if this pump was actually utilizing a closed loop system, could you imagine the chaotic flow and the random flow you could create rather than using a pump that just pumps out straight water, if you know what I mean? But anyway, definite goal. £125, guys. I do love it. I just want to see what it does for the system. I think the corals are loving it. Corals are readjusting to the flow. I think I may have to turn it down even more. It's at 80%. I probably have to go about 70% because there's sand being blown everywhere. And yeah. All right, guys. This is Ecotech Vetra. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, guys. I'll see you next time.